Rolling on from Big Ten Football Media Days at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Alex Strouf with you here on 100.5 ESPN Madison. Excited to be joined now by the athletic director of the University of Wisconsin, Chris McIntosh. Joins me now in the new home of Badgers volleyball here, 100.5 ESPN. Chris, I don't know if we've ever gotten an official statement from you on the radio about our new partnership, which is really exciting starting this fall.
Well, yeah, the feeling is mutual. We are excited about it. I think it's a unique way to showcase not just Badger volleyball and to bring it to fans, but also, to advance the game of volleyball, the sport of volleyball, which is really important to us. It's really important to our coach, Kelly Sheffield, and Wisconsin volleyball in the Madison area is growing. It's exploding, and I think our partnership together is a way to continue to build on that.
Absolutely, and the explosion of women's sports over the last half decade has been fascinating to watch, and Kelly is such a big part of that in his advocacy. How important is having a guy like that in the role he is in for the university and for women's sports overall?
Well, I think it's special. I mean, Kelly is a special person. I think it would be really easy for a coach in the position that Kelly is in to, more or less focus on just your job and be successful and become kind of more introspective as a program. And I think it just speaks to who he is in growing the game and growing opportunity for young women to participate in the game, bringing awareness to it. And it's really a part of who he is. And, we're really fortunate to have Kelly at Wisconsin in the role he's in. And we're as excited to play a part in growing the game itself. I mean, I come from a family in which I've got two college volleyball players myself, and volleyball's been a big part of our life, of our home. I've seen firsthand, what it can do for someone and the opportunity it can provide, and that makes me as or more excited to be part of it.
You're a pretty darn good football player, Chris. How are you on the volleyball court?
Horrendous.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I never played a sport in which I actually hit a ball or made contact with anything. So, when my girls want to pepper in the backyard, with the volleyball, it's a joke. I don't make it very long.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I figured as like a first-round NFL draft pick, hand-eye coordination might have been your thing. This is surprising to me.
These hands are not gentle hands. They've
That's
not
fair
been
point.
trained to be gentle, and there's a lot of touch that goes into volleyball.
It's a fair point. Yeah, I guess hitting shoulder pads for all those years probably didn't help you in that regard. The big news this week, Mac, obviously the implementation of alcoholic beverages at Camp Randall and the Fieldhouse. You started that rollout last year at the Kohl Center, but now rolling it to pretty much every campus facility. I mean, this is an exciting announcement for a lot of fans. We've seen a lot of positive reaction.
It is, and I'm glad the reception has been positive. It's something that our fans have been asking for. Clearly, it's something that has grown momentum in the market of its sports venues. It was really important for us last year that the launch of this in the Kohl Center in Laban was flawless, and we were really pleased with how it went, with how our fans reacted to it. There were learnings. And we took all of that experience and we applied it to our strategy at Camp Randall. And naturally now the focus for us is to make sure it goes flawlessly in Camp Randall, which I'm confident that it will be. But I'm happy for our fans. I think it's a great thing.
Is that a big thing that's happening around the country? Is that something you're seeing at other universities within the Big Ten and other big conferences?
Well, I think, within the Big Ten, I think, if I'm not mistaken, there are two other programs in football that hadn't yet. So I wouldn't exactly say we're early to the game there. It has allowed us to learn from other venues and colleagues around the league, and that's been really useful, really valuable. And that's one of the reasons why I feel confident that it'll go well in Camp Randall.
Fantastic. Chris McIntosh with us here at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis for Big Ten Football Media Days. Let's talk about the Kohl Center. Big news last week. Premium seating being implemented at the Kohl Center. What does the rollout of that look like, and what's the timeline on that project?
Yeah, that introduction of that new product began last week, and we began to gauge interest in it. There's a tremendous amount of interest in those seats. I think it's a new offering for our patrons in the Kohl Center across multiple sports. it's we've over the past few years made improvements to Camp Randall to kind of modernize the offering that our customers are asking for, and this is the next natural step in the Kohl Center.
Yeah, it seems like that's been a big part of your role as athletic director, is facility upgrades. Is that a fair analysis? I mean, it seems like there's been a lot of that happening since you've taken over.
I mean, I can see why you would say that. There have been a lot of capital projects underway for various reasons. The improvements that we are making within our venues that are more kind of fan centric are an effort to meet and exceed the expectations of our customers. That's such a crucial part of our competitive advantage, that those venues are full. It's imperative that we fill our venues to generate the financial support to provide opportunity for all 23 of our sports, and so it's very important. But at the same time, there has been an emphasis or a need to provide or to deliver on capital projects that are more student-athlete centric or supportive. And the indoor practice facility was one of those. The Kohl Center improvement was another. And those in and of themselves are incredibly large projects in scope and in cost. And that has been a priority of ours. And I would expect in the future, those will play a role in our ability to be successful. I'm really happy with where we are right now on those projects.
Really insightful answer. Appreciate that. Chris McIntosh with us here at Big Ten Media Days in Indianapolis. Well, we're at Football Media Days. We might as well talk about the sport that's near and dear to your heart, right? Luke Fickell entering year 2 here as the head coach at Wisconsin. I've heard him say many times today, none of you can define what success is. What do you make of that mindset? I think it's a really, really interesting one from the head coach.
Yeah, I think, when Luke and I first got to know each other throughout the process, and then, when he came to Madison and we got to work, the emphasis has been on one of the kind of core values that our program has always had, which is focus on those things that you can control. And I said it the day we announced that Luke would become the head coach. It's a day-to-day process, and the outcome of that process can lead to success, has the potential to lead to success, has the potential to lead to championship caliber play. And I'm really pleased with the progress that we've made now over the course of the last year and a half. I feel for our fans. I wish they had the same perspective or level of access that I do, because it has been a day-to-day thing. I was really pleased with how spring ball went. I think our program has gotten better. I think our program has gotten stronger. I'm excited for our team this year to go out in Camp Randall and show what they've been working on, the progress that they've made against some of the highest caliber teams in college football. That's an incredible opportunity, and I think it's one that our fans get excited about, and I think it's one that first and foremost our team gets excited about, and that makes me excited.
So I was going to ask Chris, and I am a believer there is such thing as a stupid question, so I might ask you one here. But obviously you're an alum of the program, but you're also the athletic director. So being a fan versus being athletic director, specifically of the football program, is that a tough balance, or is it kind of like a perfect mixture, being the AD, that you can be a fan of the football program?
Well, I might maybe word it a different way. I think
you can tell me it's a stupid question.
It's not a stupid question. I would if I thought that, but it's not. I think both of those care about the program, and I think that's where there's alignment. Both a fan and in the role I have, there's a love for our program. There's a desire for it to be the very best it could be, for it to reach its potential, and to kind of to dedicate ourselves to that, to visualize that. I don't think that those things are mutually exclusive. I think in the role that I'm in, it allows me the ability to influence that, and first and foremost, or most impactfully, through our head coach and a belief in what he brings to our program and the culture that he's trying to establish within our program, that makes me very excited. And it makes me excited in the role that I'm in. It makes me excited as someone who cares about the program. It makes me excited as a former player of the program. And the approach that Luke is taking is one in which there are no shortcuts, and it's an attempt to build a program that can have success year in and year out, sustain a Big Ten schedule, sustain the types of changes that we're talking about across the landscape. And it's not the first time that that's been done at Wisconsin, and Luke knows that, and he's a student of the game. He's a student of college football, obviously, and Big Ten football, and I think that's one of the things that drew him to Wisconsin.
Last thing for you, Chris, is the question everybody wants to know. On social media, Luke has tweeted out these quote-unquote bat signals, and Greg Gard has done, I know it's a thing with a lot of the programs when they land a recruit. You going to claim credit for that idea? That was your idea, right?
I mean, listen, our program is in huge trouble if we're relying on me for our social media strategies. But I would say we have very talented people whose job it is to think about ways to be effective on platforms like that, and I'm really confident in their ability to do so.
So it's you.
It is. I'm the furthest thing from that.
Amazing. Chris McIntosh, the University of Wisconsin Athletic Director, live from Indianapolis. Really appreciate the time, my friend.